A British pilot, an American jet, one unforgettable experience. Lieutenant Fraser Nadine traded his Royal Navy uniform for a seat in the cockpit of America's most versatile fighter, the F/A-18 Super Hornet. He launched from carriers at night into total darkness, flew combat training against A-10 Warthogs and Typhoons, and brought back lessons that will shape British naval aviation for decades. This isn't Hollywood, this is real, and what he learned might surprise you. Stick around, because the reasons he fell in love with this jet reveal exactly why it's been the backbone of carrier aviation for over 20 years. If you respect the bravery of pilots from all nations, type yes in the comments. Reason 1. The catapult launch experience. Let's start with the most visceral part, the catapult launch. British carriers use ski jumps. The F-35B takes off vertically or with a short run. But American carriers use steam catapults, and it's unlike anything else in aviation. Fraser described it perfectly. You sit on the deck, engines roaring. You tell the catapult officer your jet's weight, they tune the power, then you go from 0 to 200 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. 2 seconds! That's faster acceleration than a Formula One car. You're slammed back into your seat, your vision blurs, and before you process what happened, you're airborne over open ocean. The Super Hornet handles this violence with ease. Its reinforced landing gear, strengthened airframe, everything designed for this brutal launch method. Fraser said it was incredible every single time. Never routine, never boring, just pure adrenaline followed by instant focus on the mission. Reason number 2 is unmatched versatility. The F/A-18 Super Hornet doesn't specialize. It dominates across every mission type. Air superiority, ground strikes, reconnaissance, even aerial refueling. One jet, multiple roles. Fraser flew strike sorties during RIMPAC 2024, the largest naval exercise in the Indo-Pacific. He conducted air combat training against Typhoons, Hawker Hunters, and A-10 Warthogs. He participated in sink exercises, taking out ships with precision weapons, all in the same aircraft. This versatility means squadrons need fewer specialized jets. Maintenance becomes simpler, and commanders have flexibility. If a mission changes mid-flight, the Super Hornet adapts. It can defend the fleet 1 minute and strike a ground target the next. Our military personnel deserve equipment that works in every scenario. The Super Hornet delivers that. Proven in combat from Iraq to Afghanistan to the Red Sea. But versatility means nothing if the jet can't see the threat. That's where reason number 3 separates the Super Hornet from older fighters. Real quick, if you're enjoying this, take a second to like this video and subscribe. Over 98% of you watch without subscribing. It costs nothing, but helps us continue bringing content like this. Now let's talk radar. Reason number 3, advanced radar system. The Super Hornet's AN/APG-79 AESA radar changed everything. AESA stands for Active Electronically Scanned Array. It tracks dozens of targets simultaneously, air, ground, surface, all at once. It detects smaller threats like incoming missiles and maps terrain in high resolution from long distances. Fraser trained in massive training areas over Death Valley and California's deserts. The radar allowed him to see threats hundreds of miles away, identify them, prioritize them, engage them. The system also integrates with the jet's infrared search and track sensor. That means the Super Hornet can find targets without emitting radar signals. Passive detection. The enemy doesn't know you're there until it's too late. Reason number 4, reliable and maintainable. Here's something pilots rarely talk about: reliability. The Super Hornet was designed from the start to be easy to maintain, and it shows. The mean time between failures is 3 times greater than older Navy jets. It requires half the maintenance hours of the F-14 Tomcat it replaced. Engines can be swapped in 20 minutes. Radar systems slide out on tracks for quick inspection. For Fraser and his squadron, this meant more flying, more training, more readiness. During his 9-month deployment on the USS Harry S. Truman, the jets kept flying, day after day, mission after mission. Our service members need jets that work every time. The Super Hornet has proven that for over 2 decades. Reason number 5, the night launch challenge. Fraser said nothing was more daunting than a night launch. Picture this: pitch black, no moon. You can't see the ocean, can't see the horizon. Just a tiny finger light to check your switches. You dim every display. Then, the catapult fires you into total darkness. You're trusting your instruments completely. The waterline symbol, the velocity vector, the horizon line, that's all you have. The Super Hornet's flight control system keeps you alive in these moments. Digital fly-by-wire controls. Computers constantly adjusting for stability. The jet won't let you stall or spin out of control. Night carrier ops separate average pilots from great ones. Fraser flew dozens of these launches. Each one required total focus, total trust in the machine, and the Super Hornet never let him down.
Reason 6 is exceptional range and endurance. The Super Hornet carries 33% more internal fuel than the original Hornet. That translates to 41% more range and 50% longer endurance. In practical terms, it means staying in the fight longer. During RIMPAC, Fraser flew missions across vast Pacific distances. The jet's range allowed extended patrol times, more time over the target, more time to support ground forces or protect the fleet. Range equals options. It means you don't have to position carriers dangerously close to hostile shores. It means pilots have fuel reserves for emergencies. The Super Hornet was built to operate far from home, and it excels at it. Reason 7 is combat-proven weaponry. The Super Hornet can carry over 17,000 pounds of weapons. Air-to-air missiles like the AIM-120 AMRAAM and AIM-9X Sidewinder. Precision-guided bombs, anti-ship missiles. 11 hardpoints give it incredible flexibility. Fraser trained with live weapons during sync exercises. Watching a 2,000-pound bomb strike a target from miles away proves the jet's precision. The weapon systems integrate seamlessly with the radar and targeting pods. In 2024, a female Super Hornet pilot made history. She became the first American woman to shoot down an enemy aircraft in combat. She was flying missions over the Red Sea, defending against Houthi drones. The Super Hornet delivered, just like it always has. Reason 8 is the big deck experience. Fraser called it the big deck experience. American carriers are massive compared to British carriers. The USS Carl Vinson displaces over 100,000 tons. It carries 75 aircraft. Flight operations are constant. Working on these decks taught Fraser lessons impossible to learn elsewhere. How the U.S. Navy coordinates complex operations, how they turn jets around quickly, how they manage flight schedules with precision. He brought these lessons back to the Royal Navy, knowledge that will improve British carrier operations for years. Reason 9 is integration with Allied forces. Fraser wore a Union Jack on his flight suit. He stood out, but the U.S. Navy welcomed him completely. On July 4th, everyone wanted to host the Brit. That camaraderie matters. It strengthens alliances. The Super Hornet's open architecture allows easy integration with Allied systems. British, Australian, and Kuwaiti forces all operate versions of this jet. That commonality means shared training, shared tactics. When crises emerge, Allied forces can work together immediately. Our military alliances keep the free world safe. Pilots like Fraser embody that partnership. Reason 10 is it's just fun to fly. Fraser summed it up simply: the flying is awesome. At the end of the day, pilots love what they do because flying is incredible. And the Super Hornet makes it even better. Mach 1.8 speeds, pulling high G maneuvers, launching off a carrier into open sky, landing on a moving deck at night. These experiences define naval aviation. The Super Hornet gives pilots the tools to do all of it, safely and effectively. It's not the flashiest jet, it's not stealthy, but it's reliable, capable, and trusted. Lieutenant Fraser Nadine's experience shows why the A-18 Super Hornet remains essential. It's versatile, reliable, combat-proven, and it strengthens the bonds between allied nations. If this gave you a new appreciation for naval aviation, hit that like button and subscribe. More stories like this are coming. Thanks for watching.